What's going on, guys? Cal here, and this is an Assassin's Creed 3 gameplay. This is going to be my opinion video, about how the game is and everything. So let's get into it. Now, I didn't want to show any main missions. I didn't want to show any playthroughs for that. So this is a naval mission. It's a side mission. What you can do is you have a homestead, which is sort of like your home village. It's not Native Americans or anything. You're all patriots. You're all against the British, of course, and you're fighting against the British. And your homestead has a ship, or a giant ship with cannons, and you have everything. You can go on naval missions where you go against Templars and you stop them through your ship and through your crew. And the guy who's actually rowing the boat is actually part of your crew. And you get to captain the ship, and it's really cool. So anyway, you stop the Templars, from their plans, from attacking certain patriots, and of course I'm going to be doing a lot of spoilers. I'm going to be saying a lot of things that, if you don't want to hear any spoilers, then I suggest you click away from the video. But for now, let's get into it. Now, what happens is the whole storyline, and trust me, it's a really good storyline. In my opinion, it's much better than any other previous Assassin's Creed. The way you fight and everything like that, and you'll see later on in the video how I fight, and it just the flow of how you fight and the moves and the way you can counter certain attacks it's really cool. However, it does take time to master it, but when you can, you literally will not get hit. Like, I fight 5 guards at once, and I will never get one. I'll never get hit once, not once at all. I won't take any damage whatsoever. So anyway, the way the storyline goes is actually there are many factions, and this is a fort. This is a British fort. So there are many factions. You have the British, you have the Patriots, you have the Assassins, of course, and of course the Templars. Now, the Templars' role in this game is sort of different. And as you see, Connor, he's a Native American. However, he's half British. His father, whose name is Haytham, is actually a Templar. He is a Templar, and he marries a Native. He doesn't marry her, but he has Connor with her, and he actually leaves her. And then, so Connor doesn't grow up knowing his father. However, the other Templars who are helping Haytham find Connor one day, and Connor asks the guy, like, one of the guys' name is Charles Lee. He asks him, what's your name? And he says Charles Lee, and then Charles Lee asks Connor why. He says so I can find you. He basically tells him, when I get older, I'm gonna find you, and I'm gonna kill you. So yeah, that's really interesting about the storyline, that Connor doesn't grow up knowing his father. And he actually meets some of his father's friends, people or Templars who are helping Haytham, who is the father, gain control and do whatever the Templars, they're basically fulfill their plans. However, there are other Templars who are British officials, so it's not like the British are the Templars. It's just that the Templars are basically, they have control of the British army in terms of members of the Templars they're high ranked in the British army, so it gets very interesting. And then what this game teaches you is that the Templar goal and their vision is not different from the Assassins, their vision and their goals. There's just a few differences, but they're very similar. Now, the main idea, or the main similarity between both goals is that the Assassins want what? Freedom for the people from British rule. And also, the Templars want freedom for the people under British rule. However, the Assassins want them to be liberated from total control. Of course, they'll have a government, they'll have their own certain thing, they make it up, but the Templars want to do it where they control the government. They control this new land. They see America and the colonies as a new way to make profit, to make money, and to grow and become stronger and spread their ideals. As you saw from Revelations, their ideals are just to, basically take control, to have order, nothing to be chaotic, and they take control of everything. They control our lives, what we think, what we hear, what we see. So that's basically it. And the Assassins want to get rid of the British. However, they want the colonists to make up their own government, to be free. And it's a very interesting storyline because, like I said, Haytham is a Templar and Connor is an assassin. But Connor, later in the game, he actually works with Haytham. And in your homestead, you have a headquarters, sort of like in Revelations. You have an underground headquarters. It's actually in your house. You have the homestead has the main house, or the mansion. and that's where Connor and his trainer lives. His trainer is also a previous assassin, and the costume that you see is actually the trainer's previous costume when he was an assassin. Now he's retired. So he trains Connor, and he teaches Connor about everything, and you know, Connor goes on a quest to basically stop his father. And what happens is, in the basement there's a wall with a bunch of portraits on it of all the members of Haytham's team and Haytham himself. And even though Connor is learning, you know, that Templars and Assassins are very similar, the trainer keeps telling, his master keeps telling Connor, you know, Connor, you have to kill them no matter what. If you want the Templars to stop, if you want, you know, all this stuff to end, you have to kill each and every one, including your father. You know, he tells him, each and every single person, including your father. And you know, you work with George Washington, and the thing is, George Washington actually thinks he's doing things for the Patriots, but what happens is Charles Lee, the man I was telling you about, he corrupts George Washington, and George Washington thinks he's on his side, but he actually corrupts him, and they frame George Washington into losing a few battles. And then what happens is they want to remove him, but Connor takes care of that in terms of killing, you know, basically all the that team of Templars, the leaders of Templars. However, the scary part is that, you know, every time he kills one of these guys, he says, you know, your goal is very aimless. You think by, you know, it doesn't have any purpose, because he says you think by killing all of us you'll stop the Templars. You know, the Templars can never be stopped. They're gonna keep going no matter what. So you know, Connor learns this, and he, you know, slowly he thinks that you know, that Templars and Assassins should work together. They do work together. But then, you know, they get to the point where, you know, Connor has to kill Haytham, because Haytham actually turns against him, and then he knew that Templars shouldn't be messed with, even though he was almost convinced that Templars and Assassins are the same. However, they're not. You know, the Templars want total control. So anyway, this whole game is really good. Like I said, it's my favorite Assassin's Creed of all time. I know it's only been out for 2 weeks, but I'd have to say that because of the storyline. I did beat the storyline. I really liked it. You know, just the way they did everything, especially the side missions. They brought back a lot of cool things also from Revelations, in terms of you can recruit assassins and you can train them and conquer areas. So yeah, you know, basically the whole game, I'm really impressed with it. In my opinion, I'd give it a 10 out of 10. And yeah, you know, that's just my opinion. I want to hear your guys' opinion, if you think you're gonna buy it, or if you haven't bought it, or if you bought it and you beat it already, or you're through the storyline. And you know, I just want to hear your opinions on the game. You know, from the trailers, do you think it's good? From how you played it, do you think it's good compared to the past Assassin's Creed? Do you think it's good? So yeah, thanks guys for watching. Please press the annotations at the end of the video. You know, click the links in the description. You know, help me out a bit, and give the video a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.